first time here. It's like a normal, well, come on, laugh if you want. Good evening there, you're watching QTV Youth Dialogue and I'm your host Jennifer Sonko. So it's been a while, about 2 months I can say, that I've not been in the studio. We've just been busy going up country and giving you all the information about young people and their participation in rural Gambia. And like I said, you know, since we started going up country, we have seen that mindsets are changing about young people and the work that they do in rural Gambia. Young people are doing amazingly well. Rural youth are doing super well. If they just had the support that, you know, urban youth have, if they just have the social amenities that urban youth have, I'm afraid that they will do even better. So thumbs up to Action 8 for that strong partnership, for allowing us to go up country and show the amazing work that rural youth are doing. And then we've seen all the successes that these young people have registered, and we are proud of all of you. Keep on doing what you're doing. I know sometimes it's hard, you know, being out there and, you know, with the lack of support, but just keep pushing. I'm sure someday the narratives will change. So I'm super excited about my guest today. And if you've been following social media from today, you would already know who my guests are. And these are familiar faces. They've been on this show before, but today on a completely different topic, which has to do with the Mandela Washington Fellowship. So these are already fellows, and then they're here today to educate young Gambians, or even beyond, who knows, you know, we're worldwide, to tell you guys and educate you guys about the steps, give you guys the tips, the experience that they had, which according to them is life-changing. So I'm looking forward to a brilliant conversation, and then we will get to open the lines on 5050505 at some point in the program, just to give you an opportunity to ask questions. So while I have this discussion with them, get your pen and your paper and write your questions down, because this might be your final opportunity, apart from convergence they'll be having at the American Corner tomorrow. So this might be your final chance or your second chance in a way. So make sure to get everything that you can get from them, because it's quite competitive. So Omar Champion Cham, thank you so much for joining us, the Speaker of the Youth Parliament. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, and then Rose Coker, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, must have been an amazing opportunity, because I already see that. So to start with, Omar, you know, how was the experience? You know, I've been following you online, and I've seen the excitement all over the place, and you know, you were at the public management track. So tell us, how was the experience?
Thank you so much, Jennifer. Greetings to the wonderful viewers down there. It's always a pleasure to be on this amazing show. Before I do anything, let me say thank you very much for always giving us a platform to come and showcase the work that we do, and also speak to our fellow young people. So when I'm asked about, you know, my experience, it's one of the most exciting questions that anyone can ever ask me, because it's been a journey filled with a lot of lessons, experience, and networking opportunities. First of all, you may understand that the program is somehow segmented into three.
Yes.
First is the Leadership Institute. So I was posted at Wayne State University in Detroit on the public management track, where I had the opportunity to learn very wonderful practical skills in terms of leadership and be exposed to the American governance system based on democratic values. And from there, I had the opportunity as well to take part in the summit. And after that, my favorite of all, being placed on the professional development experience at Senator Chris Coons' office, which was one of my most amazing life experiences. Having the opportunity to work at the U.S. Senate and connecting directly with how the Senate operates and what they do in terms of lawmaking, in terms of people's involvement in governance, accountability measures, etc., and so on. So all in all, it was an amazing experience. I've been able to learn a lot in terms of knowledge sharing. I've been able to share the work that I do. I've been able as well to network and make connections that are going to have a huge value on the work that I do back home. So I gave it a very wonderful, excellent rating.
Okay, but I was expecting some American accent.
Oh,
And I didn't get that, so I'm really disappointed.
oh, I'm sorry. So sometimes actually struggle to get
You
the accent
actually
out
struggle with
sometimes.
it. But anyway, I get it now. I get it. You know, Rose, how was the experience? You know, business management track, am I right?
Yeah.
So how was the experience?
So mine was mind-blowing. So I was at the Jackson State University in Mississippi. And for me, the greatest thing I was anticipating was to meet the other young entrepreneurs from the different parts of sub-Saharan Africa. So in my university we had 21 sub-Saharan African countries represented.
Right.
And 90% of us were all in agriculture, but doing different things. So learning from them, learning from my colleagues what they're doing in their different fields, in their different businesses, the mistakes they did, how they've learned from it. For me, the network and connection was just amazing. The cultural exchange, you know, things we would do in Gambia, things they wouldn't do in their countries, things we would say, things they wouldn't say. So for me, it was just absorbing all of that. And aside that, also enhancing my leadership skills. And one thing that I really grasped was we had a training where we were meant to know what our real strengths are.
Right.
And when I found out what my own strengths, I was like, wow. And we're being taught how to use those strengths in our daily activities and in our businesses. And it's something I really cherish and I'm still working on and will forever work on it because it has to lead me all the way through my life journey.
All right. So now, one might ask, what does Omar do? Maybe they already know. What does, you know, Rose do to actually be able to be selected for this? Because it's really, really competitive.
It is.
You know. So Omar, why do you think you were selected for the, you know, for the fellowship out of, you know, hundreds of applications? You know, why? You know.
That's quite a tough question to be very honest, because it's more or less like about why might you be selected for this year as well. So I think to give a very direct response, it would be because of my leadership track record and of course some of the achievements that I've been able to carry out through my leadership journey and the clear vision that I have as well moving forward in my career, and how much the fellowship would have such an impact in helping me achieve this, you know, this vision at both professional experience level and as well for the institution that I work for and as well for the country that I live in. So I think this could be, in fact, this is the most possible reason why I've been selected, because that's what exactly the fellowship actually looks forward to.
So one tip already I've, you know, gotten is the fact that you have to have a good leadership track record. You know, the leadership track record has to be good. So I just hope you guys are ticking your boxes, you know. So Rose, why do you think you know, we're selected as the right candidate for this?
So for me, I think it's the way I'm impacting lives. Because if you know, I started off with a fashion brand and then to the food, the agricultural value chain. And if you look at the agricultural value chain, we have a lot of produce and a lot of losses. But why is that? So that is where I come in by bridging that gap and helping the country and farmers to at least reduce the loss in the produce that they've already harvested. So the impact that I am doing in my community, in my business, and also creating employment, for me, that is why I felt I was selected, because I am really giving back to my community, which is employing young people and empowering young people as well.
So why did you shift from fashion to agriculture? You know, quite different. But I mean, with the fashion that you were doing as well, you were using products that are similar, kind of, you know, still making sure that it's reusable. But still, you know, it's a rare switch.
It is.
You know, why that switch?
Yeah, so I didn't really switch 100%, but everything started in 2019 when COVID actually hit Gambia. And being an entrepreneur, you need to be smart, you need to be fast, and you need to be on top of your game. So when COVID hit, I figured people were no longer looking for fashion product. People needed to eat, but as well, they don't want to go out because of all the restrictions that were around. So I felt it necessary that I could do something with this current problem and address it. So my main way of addressing it was creating prep meal solutions so people can actually cook without going to the market and have everything available for them. So that is why that rapid switch, because again, people needed food and they were not focused on fashion. But I'm still doing both, but more of the food business.
Okay, and how is it going? You know, the fact that you're portioning food, because not something that Gambians are used to. They want to go to the market, get it fresh. So how are you making sure that it's working for you?
So that is a good question, because Gambians they really want to go to the market, but again, times are evolving.
Yeah.
People hardly have time. I take you for instance.
Yeah.
You're still at work.
Yes, I'm still at work. I don't want to go to the market. I prefer quick cook.
Yeah, you know.
In this instant.
Exactly. So if you're married now and you have to go home, let's say by 10, and your husband wants churagete, you can't be going there pounding and stuff. So Quick Cook has everything ready for churagete. So then I will be ready to go to and you cook.
Okay.
So we're striving. It's not easy, but again, the other bit is with the help of Nikki, an Indian Gambian, he helped us get to few major supermarkets in the Gambia. So the products are also in supermarkets, and people are actually buying into it and getting it. And yeah.
So is it safe to say Quick Cook has taken over Rose Afrique?
Definitely, Quick Cook has officially.
But it can still be revived.
It would no.
Are there plans?
No, I am doing both, like I said, but it's just.
But it's not there anymore. I used to see the social media updates and all of that.
Yes, but again, when I started the Rose Afrique, obviously I had a clientele base, and they're still there.
Okay.
So they will still reach out. Oh, I want to do a gift. Someone wants a notebook. Can you still do it? Yes, I still do them, but not like again like I used to.
Yeah. So Champion, it means like the COVID-19 actually, brought about a lot of changes in the lives of people, because even with the Mandela Washington, there's this concentration on what the COVID-19 has taught you as an individual. So Rose told us what the COVID-19 has taught her and what she has changed. So what did the COVID-19 teach you? What did you change through the COVID-19?
Yes, I think before I get to that, I want to highlight that because of Quick Cook, we had such a palatable mbahal at the summit.
Are you joking?
I'm serious.
In
US? In DC, she came with this mbahal, set of ingredients whatsoever.
No way.
And, we had the chance to eat mbahal.
And who
that was
prepared
something
the
I
mbahal?
craved.
Who prepared?
She prepared it, Quick Cook.
You just boiled rice.
Yeah, so I had the mbahal already packed and other ingredients. So we just had rice boiled by a Gambian sister in the US.
Awa.
Yeah,
I was a lifesaver.
Okay.
Yeah, so she brought us the mbahal, and then we hit the rice.
And then you brought the mbahal and then mix
easily
it and then have it.
10 minutes we were done.
Right in DC.
Okay, wow. So that shows the impact already.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
So that was amazing. When it comes to some of the things that I've done, for example, what COVID has taught me, I think, for example, even in my application, I highlighted it. It was more about me using virtual form of poetry to actually create awareness among the people, because at that time, it was a standstill. Like, for example, if you're at organizational level, it's difficult to have meetings, it's difficult to go to society to create impact. Sure. So the most prominent method in my expertise was to have, use poetry as an art to share messages. So I had, the COVID-19 challenge, online challenge, where the winner got $10,000. Did a poetry video. QTV has played that video over and over, against COVID. And also, use it as an opportunity to have virtual poetry events. Like we had used Zoom, we had used Google, Google Meet to ensure that we had poetry. That was how I ensured that I shared messages through the use of the art during the poetry period. But the key lesson driven from this is that as a human being, your path is not static, and it should not definitely be the only way that you think could apply. When there are changes, you don't have to sit and wait and say, let me wait for another path to come, but you create your own path, and that's what we did. That's what Rose did, that's what I did, and that's what most of the people that got this fellowship actually did. Because one thing they'll want to see is how creative are you in providing alternate solutions if one solution is not working at a particular time. So it might not even be about the COVID itself, but other scenarios where things have gone the other way around and you were able to use your creativity to do something else, and it leads to a different path, but giving the same solution and impact that is supposed to create.
Yeah. So already there are two tips on the table: the leadership, and now the issue of being creative when circumstances change.
And the impact creation.
And the impact creation. So it's one by one. Like I said, this is your chance. The deadline is when? 12. September 12th. So this is like your best opportunity right now. So we're just going to open the lines maybe in the next 10 minutes, just to ensure that they're the ones wanting to apply and they want to ask the questions, all of them. So they will just send in their, call in and ask the right questions, and then we will take it from there. So let's talk about the aspect of networking. She already touched on that, which is also a very important aspect of it, networking and meeting different people. So how did you deal with that? Meeting people, like Rose said, somebody, what's okay in Gambia might not be okay in another country. So, how did you deal with that, and how did you learn about other people's culture as well?
Yeah, the networking part was one of the most amazing parts of the fellowship. It's in fact some of the key takeaways for most people, because the fellowship provides the opportunity to meet, first of all, the wonderful co-fellows from other African countries.
Right.
Like we're all 700. You're meeting 699 other amazing young people that are doing absolutely well in their countries. You go to your leadership institute, the professors there alone are a networking opportunity, and there is networking activity in the program guide of each institute where you're able to meet other people from different walks of life.
Right.
I've been able to meet people that are that are involved in youth in governance, that are involved in democracy, etc. At this summit too, you meet other people, that U.S. professionals, policy makers, and we had the opportunity to visit the mayor's office in our leadership institute. Had tete-a-tete discussions with the mayor, deputy mayor, chief of staff, how they operate, and so on. And when I went for the PD as well, I had the opportunity to meet very important people in the U.S. government, and including the Department of State, who are in fact funding this program. And we shared ideas and knowledge on how to do certain things in an improved manner and so on. So all in all, the networking has been a wonderful gift. Because once you're not there, it's good to network virtually, but if you're meeting someone for the first time, and let me emphasize that most of the time we really underrate, or underestimate the impact we're creating back home. To be quite honest with you, like the moment you go out there and you explain the things that you're doing here, and you think like these are just ordinary
small,
things, they take it very big and they
amazing. Big. That even pushes you.
Absolutely, like you're like, wow. So I've been doing all of this. So it's through this networking you're able to reassess yourself. Like honestly, this is what I'm doing back home. So all the applicants, aspiring applicants there, do not underestimate the impact that you're creating. Even if it's one achievement, feel free to use it as a stepping stone and apply. You may actually land yourself a spot.
Yes. So so now let's get a little bit technical. Now I understand it was amazing and everything. So now, for the benefit of the people who want to apply, let's get to the technical aspect. First of all, before applying, one has to decide what track they want to participate in or go under. So then you have the three tracks, the civic leadership, the public management, and then the business management. So what is your advice in relation to choosing a track, Rose? What is your advice if somebody is applying and then has to decide between these three tracks?
So my advice would be, know what your passion is, know what you really want to do and what you're currently doing. So for me, I've already known from the past years that it's civic, public, and business. But I've always had in mind that when I'm applying on the business, because that is what I am doing and that is what I want to strengthen so I can have a greater impact in my community. So know what your passion is, know what you're good at, and know what, not because Rose applied on the business and she got it, so I need to apply on the business. No, you would find, when you get to the essays or where you need to really write your own story, you will get stuck, because if you're applying based on someone who's applied under that track, you will definitely get stuck. So it's advisable that you apply under your passion, what you're passion driven by. That's what you apply under, and give it your best shot. Write your story like no one else will write it for you. That's my advice.
So how, choosing, obviously you can't choose on behalf of anyone. But then, what tips are there? Rose already started. It's the passion that needs to stand out, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so when choosing a track record, in line with what Rose said, you have to ensure that what you're choosing aligns with the work that you do and the work that you aim to do in the future. Also, to warn you, there's a close knit between civic leadership and public management. That is because you'll understand that most of the time, if you're involved in civic leadership, you end up moving to public management. But there are some that would definitely be public management straightforward. So you have to assess if what you're doing aligns more with the public management or civic leadership or business. Usually for business is easier to identify because
you already know where you
exactly.
are.
It's about making money and profit and creating impact through that money making venture. Also, the selection committee also has a discretion, which has been working very well, of placing you at a track record that you do not apply for. If they feel like, based on what you have presented to them, you are better placed in this other track. For example, I actually applied for civic leadership, and I was placed on a public management, and that is the best decision the selection committee ever did, honestly, because I was able to find myself in things. Somehow I was like, what would I have done if I were on the civic engagement? Because what the public management has presented to me was super amazing. So your application would be great and so on, but obviously they can, because when you're writing about yourself, you're inside in the room, you are writing about it in the room, but someone outside the room might be able to see certain angles. Yeah, exactly. So they were able to, they're very smart enough to decide to take me
Take
on the
me
public
there,
management.
and then you were happy about it.
Oh, that was so amazing.
All right,
Super
nice.
amazing, yeah.
So we're just going to open the lines now on 505005, 505005, and then when you call, just make sure that you reduce the volume of your television. You can even reduce it to 0 or even off it completely and use your phone to listen to us, just so we're able to hear you clearly. So call us, disturb them with your questions because it's an opportunity and they'll be able to answer for you. And then, yes. So let's talk about, there's a summit component as well, apart from, how was that as well?
Oh, the summit was amazing because the summit gave us a chance to meet the 699
Yes,
other
all
fellows.
together.
Yes, and we all gathered, in one hotel. The same accommodation is where we also had, the activities going on. It's just a matter of walking out of your room and getting into the events. And what made the summit very special was we had the chance to interact with high government officials.
Nice.
The likes of Secretary General Blinken. Coming and facing him was such an amazing feeling.
Nice.
And we had the opportunity to also interact with some U.S. policies that have been creating immense impact in the U.S. that we can bring back home,
Right.
and, knowledge transfer and so on.
Yes, so
and
we
had
have
the
a caller on the line.
Okay.
Yes, seems everybody's waiting.
Yes.
Good evening.
Oh, dear.
Okay, we lost that. So, just call back and ask your question. Yes, so
Yes.
so the summit must have been amazing.
Yeah, it was
then.
amazing. And we also had cultural activities.
Along,
entertainment.
okay.
There was a lot of educational facilities
Yeah,
as well.
yeah,
Some, I think, Rose, did you use the pool?
No.
Some people were organizing side pool parties.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
It gave the opportunity to people to also visit
Yeah.
the White House,
And then all of
the
that.
monuments. And
Yeah, so let's
on,
go back to the technical aspect again. The issue of plagiarism, or putting out achievements that are not there. So what is the risk of, writing something that is not you on your application? What is the risk involved in not being yourself?
There's a lot involved, because if you're not being yourself, that means, one, you're not a good leader. Because with being a leader,
So being a leader, we'll just take this one. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you. What is your name?
Yes, this is Murlan Fari.
Yeah, so what's your question?
Yes, my question is, what are the criteria that they use in selection?
Okay, what is the criteria?
Yeah.
Any other question?
Yes, the other question is, if in Gambia here, how many people that they select?
Okay.
Is there any limitation, or there's a particular number that they select?
All right, thank you. That's all?
Yes, that's my question.
All right, so let me just put a flag up about the fact that there are certain questions that these people can't answer. As fellows, there are certain questions that only the embassy that does the selection can answer. So be careful with the questions that you ask. So let's make sure to ask more of, the essays, the tracks, and just all the technical issues that they can answer at their level, at a time that they were applying, because there are certain things that are actually beyond them. So the issue of the criteria, you talked about it,
Yes,
the leadership.
So the criteria, for example, you understand that there's a breakdown of what exactly they're looking for.
Yeah.
So you can check that for accuracy reasons. I can speak off my head, but for accuracy reasons, you can check the application website. There is a special page called requirements, where everything that you need to know about what makes you qualify, is written, and that will be much more beneficial in terms of age limit, in terms of what is expected, your communication skills, your leadership, etc.
Yeah.
When it comes to, like you said, when it comes to the amount, even though we know of how many have been leaving each year and so on, but we cannot definitely
Be specific
say
about it.
and specifically say that it's this number. That is because certain things happen and certain things change.
And then just to say that, that question they can't answer, but to answer the question in a way is that just know that there are different tracks and they will select people in those different tracks. That's the most important thing. And the most important thing you have to understand is that you have a track you want to apply for. Go ahead and apply for it. So I know some people will ask how many people, then they'll be like, oh, out of a 400, it's just 8 people. Like they get scared and no. So put that aside. If you look at that rose, right, you're never going to go for this, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and previous years, I'm sure you guys were aware of the number of people that were taken, but you still gave it a shot.
Yeah.
And now you're part of
And
that.
it can change, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we have another caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Jenaba.
What is your name?
My name is Seni Barrow. I'm calling from Laman.
Okay, Seni, you have a question.
Well, actually, I just want to congratulate your host,
Thank you.
Omar and Rose,
Yeah.
for what they've described the event to be. And I want to wish them well as well. And also thank them for coming on board to try to explain to people who might want to apply as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to thank you as well. You're doing a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Really.
So,
yeah.
aren't you looking forward to applying? Ask them a question. I'm sure you're a young person. That voice is young.
Yeah, definitely. I would want to apply though, but maybe this is not the right time though, because I was never actually prepared for it though. But maybe somewhere in the future, inshallah.
So what do you have? What advice do you have for someone who feels they're not prepared yet? Because is there a time to say, I'm there? Okay, they will answer that. It's actually a question, so they will answer that now. So is there a specific time to say, this is the time for me to apply?
Okay, so there is, honestly, you might think you don't have time, but you have a lot of time. And it's a whole 1 week that is left. And this application, if you were to apply like continuously at the same time, it should not even take you a whole day.
Yeah.
So don't underestimate. You knowing which time is right is only God that can tell. So just give it a shot. I've seen people complete the applications within a day, and they got selected. Some people within a few hours. Some people even applied.
And you know what? There's someone, year before last, I invited one of the fellows who was standing right there, and he talked about the fact that he applied and nobody actually proofread his application, and then he got selected.
A lot of people. That
Yes,
I
a lot
spoke
of
to as
people.
well.
So you never know. You just have to try.
So just go for it. Even if today was a deadline, go for it. I promise you, there's a huge chance that you can still have it.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you are hearing it from the
Yes,
horse's,
honestly.
you know. So just give it a shot, and you never know. So call us on 50500505, 50500505, and ask any question in relation to the application. So Rose, we were talking about something about leadership.
Yes.
Yes.
So I was talking about being
So we have
honest.
another caller. Sorry.
They like the leadership.
They like the leader, yes. So good evening.
Jenova, how are you doing?
Fine, thank you. What is your name?
I'm Hadija too.
Okay, Hadija, do you have a question?
Yes, so I first want to congratulate Champion and
Rose. Rose.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
So I said I first want to congratulate your
My
hello?
guest. Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. You want to congratulate my guest? Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, I said I just want to congratulate your guest, and then I wanted to ask them what are the maybe academic qualification limits for the fellowship?
Okay, is that the only question?
Yes.
All right.
And
So
what consideration would they give maybe to first-year UTG student, recent graduate, with a little, leadership skills or something like that?
all right. Thank you so much. What did you say your name was again?
Khadija.
Hadija.
Hadija. All right. Your question will be answered. So who wants to take this question?
Okay, so I'll go. Actually, so I didn't want to talk about the criteria somehow because I wanted to be as accurate as possible. But honestly, academic qualification is not part of it.
Yeah.
You don't have to get a bachelor's degree or a master's degree or a PhD.
I don't have any.
They're looking into your leadership skills and prospects and the impact you're creating in the society. So just have a good leadership track record, have a clear vision, clearly outline the impact that the summit, the fellowship is going to have on you. Have good communication skills. This, of course, should reflect on your application. You should be very coherent. You should be logical and very organized in how you, present. And you should be able to be direct and straightforward in, what you're portraying as to what you have done, your achievements, what you are looking forward to having as well. Like Rose said, be authentic, no plagiarism. That's a direct disqualification. Make sure you are between 25 and 35. But for the 25, for example, it's not a strict requirement. Because if you're very outstanding, even if you're below 25, they can still select you. I think we have a history of that.
Kemo Bojang.
Kemo, Lala, and so on, who were able to take part before even that age. So I think those are the basic things that you need to know. You don't have to get any university degree in order to become a great leader. And of course, the fellowship is aware of this. Yeah, so feel free to apply. And wish you all the best.
So do we have another caller? Can we take another one before we go for a break? So if not, I have a question for Rose before we go for a break and come back. So individuals who have applied before, because obviously some people have applied multiple times before they get it. So is it advisable? I don't know if this question is for you people, but you can always put in your inputs. So if someone is out there, the person has applied before, for example, last year, is it possible for them to submit the same essay that they submitted last year, considering it's the same thing that they've done within the period? Is it okay? Just use your,
Your
own
opinion.
your opinion. It's not from the embassy
Yeah,
or
'cause-
at that level. So your own opinion. What will you advise somebody who has applied before and is applying again about the essays? Like,
But
can
the questions are different.
the questions are the same sometimes.
They're similar.
Yes.
Yes,
So
they're like the same.
So I'm not sure about that, honestly.
Okay, you don't know. But what would you advise? Just give a general.
I would advise, come on, go through it again, go through the essays. So probably there's something about those essays that you haven't done right, that needs to be adjusted. Probably if you have sent it to 2 different people, or maybe you've not sent it to anybody, please send it to, because I sent it to over 6 different people to vet my essays.
6 people?
Oh yes, more than 6, I guess.
Okay.
I sent it to different people to vet it. So I would advise to maybe rewrite it and readjust it and then send it out to people to watch it, to rectify where probably you've gone wrong without knowing.
How about you?
My personal advice would be to go through those essays again and do the necessary amendments, because it's 1 year difference. You cannot tell me that as a leader throughout this 1 year period you didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm asking on their behalf.
Yeah, I'm also talking.
All right. Yeah,
on behalf
general,
of-
yes.
from my
that
my
there
own
might be
perspective.
changes.
Yeah, most likely as a leader, in fact, evidently, there's going to be some changes. In the activities you've done, there will be more activities you've done, there will be more ideas you would have. Your vision might shift a bit. So make sure you review it, and like Rose said, allow people to vet it again, and identify the gaps that you have. Especially you can even talk to those that have been selected before. Let them, maybe they can tell you these are the gaps that exist.
So we
in
have
your
a caller.
application.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening. What is your name?
This is Alaji Drame.
Alaji, where are you calling us from?
I am calling from currently at Bakau.
Okay, so what's your question?
Well, I have a question and a comment. I want to congratulate my colleague, Omar Champion Cham.
Thank you.
And of course, Rose, who happens to be the beneficiary of this year's Mandela Washington Fellow. We're looking forward to their implementation programs to trickle down the knowledge and the experience down to the young people. And I have no doubts on these 2 people from the way they present their experiences. I know they're going to do well in their various tracks that they have able to engage on. The other question that I want to ask was regards to the academic background of the potential candidates who might be applying for the Mandela Fellowship. But I think Omar has made some clarification on that. That academic background doesn't really matter. In as much as they are doing impact in their various communities, they really stand out to and they grab this opportunity. On that note, I want to thank you as well, Jennifer, for bringing these people on the panel and then to trickle down their experience to the young people out there in the Gambia here. So we're all looking forward, and hopefully I will also try to apply. I've never tried anyway.
Yeah, don't try. Go ahead.
Please. Please apply.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
And Rose is a perfect example. Rose you don't have a bachelor's.
No.
You don't have any
No.
other PhD or whatever.
No, none at all. I only have a business.
Yes, so she only has a business. So she's an example of a person who, is just doing her business and it's working for her. So we'll just go for a short break, and then when we come back, you will talk more on the issue of, repeating the same mistakes and all of that. So we'll just go for a short break and we'll be right back. Do stay with us.
Q Money is back again with an offer of a lifetime. You can now buy Sunyu Bundle data packages directly from your Q Money wallet for half the price. Get all Sunyu Bundle packages from 20 megabytes to 20 gigabytes and enjoy the biggest internet data discount in the market. Just dial *323# now. Choose option 4 and start buying your favorite Sunyu Bundle package half the price only with Q Money. Pay less and stay connected with the most reliable internet service in the Gambia. For more information, call 133 Q Money. Sunyu Kalpe. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back from that short break. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV Youth Dialogue, and I am Jennifer Sonko. So if you're just tuning in, I'm here with Mandela Washington Fellows, who are here to educate, future Mandela Washington Fellows as well, you know, just to guide you to ensure that you're doing the right thing. And I'm here with Rose Coker, and as well as Omar Champion Cham, who's also the Deputy Speaker of the...
Deputy?
Oh, who's the Speaker? Okay, if Degen is watching, we don't want to do a coup d'etat. We are not interested in a coup d'etat at the level of the youth parliament. So he's the speaker, he's the honorable speaker of the National Youth Parliament, and then Rose is the founder of Quick Cook as well as Rosa
You
Free.
could have said deputy founder.
Deputy founder, but I don't want to stage a coup d'etat. It's not lawful.
Nope, it's not.
It's not lawful. It's not. So let's get away from that. We have a caller on the line. Good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening. What is your name?
Yes, this is Honorable Omar Manjang from Gunjur, Combo South constituency.
Okay.
I want to contribute, but started with, I want to congratulate our Honorable Clerk. Once again, Honorable, congratulations.
He's actually
my
the
question
speaker.
is, somebody who already made a submission,
Yes.
is it possible to retrieve it and then go over it again? Because I don't think I had this opportunity to share my application to somebody to proofread it. And the other thing is, those Yali has any influence in terms of giving you a better chance for you to be selected also? Thank you.
Okay, can we get the second question again? What do you mean? Can you elaborate?
I think
Yes, for instance, if you are a Yalian, like you participated in Yali,
Okay.
does that have any influence
Oh,
about the chance of getting
selected again.
selected also?
All right, thank you so much, Honorable. We will answer those questions. Who wants to take that question?
For the yearly, I am not a past cohort.
Okay.
And I made it to the Mandela Washington Fellow, and I've known other people who have, but I don't think that is a criteria or
Okay.
yeah.
What do
Yeah,
you
it's
say?
not part of the criteria.
It's not.
From my personal perspective, maybe because of you've attended the RLC, you're able to create more impact because of the impact of that program.
Did you attend the RLC?
I did not attend the RLC.
Okay, you've never attended.
Never.
Okay.
So that maybe because of that impact, not necessarily because simply you attended the
Yeah.
RLC.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
not like a criteria that you must.
Exactly.
Okay.
That you attended the RLC and bam, you have
Okay.
this, no.
No.
So you know, a lot of us, I think from this year's cohort from the Gambia, I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if any one of us really
Attended.
benefited from the
Okay.
RLC. It's
Yeah,
a very
they have.
powerful.
They have.
what?
Khadija has.
Yeah,
Okay,
Khadija
Khadija,
Bokum.
okay,
Yeah,
And
Khadija
Safi.
Bokum.
And
Good,
Safi.
and Safi.
Okay.
Yeah,
they
so
did.
it's not basically a criteria. Like I did not attend, Cherno did not attend, Joe did not
Rose.
attend, Sino
Yeah.
did not attend, and so on. So it has a huge impact as well. But because you do not attend it, it doesn't mean you shouldn't apply.
Okay.
Apply, like honestly,
Okay.
apply.
Okay, so the word take home is apply.
Apply.
Whatever the
Yes.
case.
Hashtag apply.
Hashtag. But then the thing is, I think even if you're not selected, you have that sense of experience
Yes.
of, you know, just writing essays
Yeah.
that you
Yes.
can even use for
Yeah.
the application.
Yeah.
How
True.
about that?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's also very interesting because the Mandela Washington Fellowship application might help you for other applications
Yes.
even beyond the Mandela
Yeah,
Washington Fellowship.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because the way it is structured, like how you talk about the
Your
track
dip-
record,
yeah.
how that synchronizes with what you want to do, and all of that is a little bit similar.
Yeah.
And do not forget the issue of submitting applications. Take your time.
Yep. Don't be in a
Once it
hurry.
is gone,
It's
it
gone.
is gone.
Okay, we have to get back to that. We have a caller on the line. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Ma. How are you?
Fine, thank you. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Mustafa. I'm calling from Fajara.
Okay, Mustafa, what is your question?
I want to send a question with regards to some of us that are working like in the banking sector. Because sometimes it's difficult because I've been seeing some adverts with regards to these similar programs, normally held at American Corner also. But unfortunately, we are unable to attend to these programs, of which we have great interest of attending.
Right.
So with regards to the leadership skills, sometimes you would see like walking into the bank, in the way in which you progress sometimes might be difficult for you to attain that leadership skills. But I believe everyone has his story or her story different. So trying to elaborate this in a way of which it suits you would be would be huge, if I could say. So with regards to this, what advice would these fellows or these individuals who have already been there would give? And as well, with regards to the essay, because I've actually started my application, but unfortunately, I think on some parts, I would say like describe like 100 word limit. So some of them, I feel like you don't need to give descriptions. Like let's say where it asks about education, I am not sure if there is any description that should be done there. So if they could also set light onto it, because I have some other individuals as well who are skeptical when it comes to that part. But I told them that I would try to follow up the program and probably get back to them.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, before he goes, I want to be him to be more clear on that last part.
So what are you talking about? Like which part are you talking about the description?
The educational part, wherein it asks for what institutions did you attend. So you would go into our institutions, and wherein you would have some like a description box wherein you would describe.
Okay.
Now you're okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
You want to take
so
it?
who
Okay,
wants to
thank you.
take it? Why is
Rose,
you're going to take it this time. We're not giving it to him. He's always passing the ball. She's always passing the ball to you. You're not passing the ball this time.
The reason why I'm passing the ball because I'm here with my honorable
it
speaker
doesn't matter.
and I'm giving
so
him
you
all
have
his
the ball. You have the ball.
As the speaker, I have delegated.
And you're answering. We're not passing. Go ahead.
Touch the ball side.
Nga dem tiital leen dama foog ne xamuñ ne danga dem ragaloo leen baax na daal nga dem tiital leen ba pare nga bañ ñoo tontu.
Yeah, so for the description that he's asking about, so I think that part is on the CV. So it's just to give a brief description about your career, where you are, where you're heading at, and your vision. That's it. Like for the CV part, that's the easiest part because there are options there. You read and then you just give it a brief description. It says 150 words, but I remember from my essay, the last part, because I wrote and wrote and wrote to the extent I couldn't. I was like, I think what I've written have made sense and it's not up to 150 words. And I made it through. As long as what you're answering, you're direct, you're honest, and you're straight to the point.
Okay.
That is
so the word, it doesn't mean you have to have like 200 to with me. No, I'm just asking. So that does not matter. It's about the message.
Yes, that's from my own perspective because it happened to me. I didn't, the last part of some essays, it says 150. I remember not writing up to 150, but I knew what I had written was direct, was truth and made sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we have another caller on the line. Good evening. Do we have a caller on the line? Okay, not yet.
Yeah, I think the only crime would be if you go beyond the word limit.
Yeah.
But going under the word limit is not a crime at all. However, from my personal advice, from my personal experience, don't write too little as well.
Yeah.
You know, it should make sense, of course, but if it is too little, I think it might give a sense that, maybe not do that much. And, be humble, but say about the great things you did, you know.
Be humble, what do you mean?
No, like one of my friends has this problem of talking about his achievements. And that kind of affects, his application. Yeah.
And I think that's a
and
vibe.
He's not the only one.
You know what?
I think a lot of people
You're right about it. Because
Yeah.
I think I had this argument even on this morning. There was a time when, me and my colleague was having this argument about people posting their achievements online. And then, let's even talk about that. How's that? Because is there a portion where you put your social media handles?
Yes.
Is there?
Yeah.
Yes.
There is.
There is? And then, why they need them to put your achievements out there? It's important then, right?
Oh, social media is a very important
Yeah,
platform.
so we have a
Let me
caller,
emphasize,
and
yeah.
we'll get back to that. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
What is your name and where are you calling us from? Hello? I think we lost her. Yeah, I think we lost her. Yeah, so you were talking about the power of social media in these applications.
Yeah, social media is very important. That is because it actually carries what your life is about. There are other, dimensions like issues of chat language, which I cannot argue against. But
chat
it
language
exists. It exists.
ba pare xam nga ñene sa duñ dé ñëmé jox nit mu review walen because so apply bu ko kenn xam so dama bëgg xam wax leen ma dégg bi nga lolu kala wala du ka so apply da nga wara nobu
nobu no
so I don't know
di nga nobu be réer
advice leen gaay nak ñu xam
nobu be réer tam
nobu be réer am na de
mun nga fee réer because yow ki mu ma wax ne jox na application am to
over
six people.
Yeah, I did to 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, people to review my application.
Oh, yeah.
So chat lamin bi.
So they talk about it. It exists actually. It's true. It exists. Like, out of this show, it exists.
Okay.
However, the things that you're doing, it's very good to highlight them on social media.
Yeah.
That is you. That's what defines you.
Yeah.
For example, if, on the fellowship, come guy your host application and you do well. Like example, some certain area they ask for certain links, they click on the link. That is an affirmation of what you really put on the application. It's supporting it. But if you're like, okay, Manuma left down social media, you're like yereng, and you click. I'm not speaking on behalf of anyone. And you click, for example, Yugi's profile. Some people don't even have profile picture on their social media account. Nothing is there. Like,
it's a fake account.
Yeah, sometimes it's kind of funny, yeah. And not even just for the fellowship, but even for other life opportunities. People want to relate to other areas of what you do. And then also say prioritize your LinkedIn.
That's what I was gonna say.
One of the takeaways, the great takeaways I've got from this fellowship is the importance of LinkedIn. I really didn't honestly come. I just had the account I was posting, but very rare and so on.
Me too.
I can remember the profile picture I had was not even appropriate for LinkedIn. It's a very professional platform. I went to the US, and anytime I'm on network, I had my card though, but someone would also say, are you on LinkedIn? And I will, okay, yeah, let's connect.
But you weren't convinced with what you put out.
Exactly. So I didn't hear anyone say, are you on Facebook or Twitter
or
IG? Instagram?
Is that the same experience with you?
Yes.
Nobody asked about Twitter.
No.
X
Everything is on
Nobody
LinkedIn.
asked about X.
I didn't even like the name in the first place. So
everything is on LinkedIn
as well. Everywhere, but also prioritize on LinkedIn. Make sure you put your professional, achievements there and everything.
So we have 5 minutes to go. We can just take the final caller, and then we will get to wrap this up. So before we have the final caller, Rose.
Yes, ma'am.
What should be the final takeaways for, all these brilliant young people out there doing extremely well who also want to benefit from this opportunity?
So my advice would be keep striving hard, because it took me 6 years to get to this point. Like I've always wanted to be part of the Mandela Washington Fellowship family. And in 2016, I applied. I didn't get through, but I didn't stop. And in 2018, 2019, I said to myself, 2023, come what may, damadem. And it was a goal I set for myself, and I worked towards it. I'm very dedicated to it and very committed, and it brought me this far. So don't give up on your dreams. It's going to take time, but you will definitely get it when the time is right.
All right.
Yes, so, people have
So we have a caller before you wrap up. So, hello, good evening.
Good evening, Jenna. How are you?
Fine, thank you. What is your name?
Yeah, my name is Modla Indema. I have a question.
Yes, so give us your question quickly.
All right. I want to ask this question. Like, what advice do you have for someone who doesn't have any leadership record, but will one day want to apply for this?
All right, thank you.
All right.
Is it going to the speaker?
No, take it.
Take it.
Okay, fine. What about if you don't have a leadership track record? What is our advice? So I've heard, I'm not sure if it is confirmed, that sometimes you don't need to. If, for example, right now you don't have it, but you have a clear vision that the fellowship has, would create an impact on you and on the vision, you have a chance. But I'm not sure about this yet.
Okay.
Yes.
You're not sure?
Yes, I'm not really sure. So, however, it is advisable that as a human being, like, you take part in leadership strides. It doesn't have to be big or so, but nurture this value and attitude of giving back to the community.
I'm not interrupting you. He said, I do not think somebody exists that is not doing. What is leadership in this instance of the Mandela Washington then? Because maybe the understanding is not even there.
Okay, so the leadership from the Mandela Washington Fellowship perspective is basically about you serving your community and creating
at any level, right?
Yes, at any level. It doesn't matter which level it is. Impact your community. I've seen people get the fellowship. They're only based in a small village, and they're creating impact in the lives of other people.
Exactly.
That one person whose life you've impacted could benefit 1 million more people.
Yes.
That is why even one of the key themes we had was building our shared future.
Yeah,
right.
Because it's a connection, and so on.
Final words to that.
Final words. How can I not say this? A very huge thank you to the U.S. Embassy in Gambia for giving us this wonderful opportunity to take part in this life-changing experience. Big thank you to the U.S. State Department for funding it, and to IREX for the proper coordination. And, special thank you to the fellows from the Gambian team. It's been an amazing
I saw the
experience.
vibe and it
Knowing,
looked
like,
amazing.
It's one of the best
But
cohorts
Rose,
ever.
I
Honestly.
don't think
Time is
I don't think he got a haircut while he was in the
Oh,
US.
come on.
While you were in the US, you didn't get a haircut.
I got a haircut.
He did,
and-
but
Are
he
you
cried.
sure?
Yeah, of course I did.
And
I
you
didn't
pay-
like how much I paid.
But you got a haircut.
I got a haircut. It was $72. And I promised myself never to have a haircut
Never
again.
to get a haircut.
So,
But I know
yes.
Sekou Suare Jabai did not have a haircut.
Not
he
at all.
came
Yeah,
back.
he wouldn't pay that.
He came back with his hair.
Kenna had one, I think for $60. He said he would never have a haircut again. He came with his rough hair and
Yeah,
so on.
as well,
And I
right?
think now he would, like, I got this new one yesterday. And
But
I
that's
paid,
cultural
I paid
shock.
$2.
All right, and you see, I love your cultural attire as well. It
Oh,
looks good on
yeah,
all
yeah,
of
thank
you.
you,
It
thank
did,
you,
but I guess
thank
that
you.
is all we have time for. So good luck to all the applicants. You know, good luck. Give it your shot. They've given you the definition of leadership. You know, they've just, you know, given you all the information that you need to be able to apply. So do not bullhead that,
Yes.
like you people put it, and just go for it. And good luck. And thank you so much. And congratulations
Thank
once
Thank
again.
you, thank you.
Looking forward to the projects that you'll be implementing now
Absolutely.
that you're back home. I'll be looking forward to that.
And the event tomorrow, join us at American Con at 3 p.m.
Yes. So if you don't have the opportunity to call to ask a question, it's an opportunity tomorrow, Thursday, American Con at 9
3 p.m.
or 3 p.m.
Yes,
3 p.m. So make
yes.
sure to join them there. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good evening. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.